Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. I'm with Colton today. Hello Colton.
Hey Boris, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone. Let's dive right in. Today we're going to be talking about Cosmos. Can you let us know what Cosmos is and give us a little synopsis of the project, Boris?
Sure. So Cosmos, it's an L1 blockchain. And the cool thing about Cosmos is like it can operate multiple blockchains, and you have the main chain that can basically make all the other chains talk to each other, compatible, and recording all the transaction on the main blockchain, but they run as side chains, for instance, with Polkadot. It's the same principle. Their native coin is Atom, and it's mainly being used for transaction fees, the governance, as well as doing staking. Now, the one downside with Atom is the fact that there is no limit on the supply. So it's an inflation problem because obviously over time they're going to release more and more, and there is pretty much no end to how much they can release. So that's the one concern about Cosmos. Even though it's a great blockchain, it's being used a lot. That's really the biggest concern with them. Unlike, of course, Bitcoin, who has 21 million coins max supply. That's there is no supply limit with Atom.
Awesome. Thank you for that information, Boris. Can we now talk about the history and performance of Cosmos?
Yeah, they were created in 2014, and it's a proof of stake. They have three layers. Basically, they have networking, application, consensus, and basically each of those layers do different things. They confirm the transactions, they update the network, and they organize the nodes, to make sure they agree on adding new transactions. Now, we have the primary blockchain, which is the Cosmos hub, Cosmos blockchain. And then we have all the other ones that are created by other entities, and they're called zones. And what's very important is they have the IBCP, which is the Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol. And that allows to have, let's say, zone A talk to zone F or to talk to zone W. I mean, you can create as many zones as you want. Each of them is its own blockchain, and then they can easily communicate using the inter-blockchain communication protocol, which is very key. We'll see a little bit more in details. It's very key because it transmits the messages as opposed to a lot of other blockchains. They use usually a bridge, but a bridge, it is more like sending information in, but if you want to do actual transactions like sending money, it's just a bridge. So it's almost like doing paper trading. It's just on like a IOUs, so to speak. So it's much better on Cosmos because of that communication system that exists on the blockchain. That's the reason why they are called the Internet of Blockchains, because all those blockchains can interact with each other. So the zones, the cool thing is each zone can have authenticate its own transactions. They can mint their own tokens. So if you create a project using a zone on Cosmos, you can have your own tokens, and you can implement pretty much any custom developments that you want. So when you connect to a hub, the blockchain connects to the main blockchain itself, the Cosmos blockchain, but they can also connect to each other and do transactions to each other. And anyone can fork the Cosmos hub and launch their own version. And this is what Binance Chain did in 2019. Another very important thing is the Cosmos SDK. That's the open source software development kit, and it lets you create your own custom blockchain. And the other thing is the default consensus protocol is Tendermint Core, and it comes in with a lot of different pre-built modules that you can use. So the cool thing about an SDK, if you're not a programmer, an SDK, it's basically like a toolbox where you already have everything in it to build things, but it makes your time, you development time much faster, because you already have a bunch of tools that exist and a bunch of pre-made things that are already existing. You're not developing from scratch. And if you develop on using the Cosmos SDK, you can do both a public proof of stake blockchain and a permission proof of authority blockchain using Cosmos SDK. And like I said, Binance Chain is one of those examples of a blockchain that was built using the Cosmos SDK, but there are many others. Then we have Tendermint. That's the protocol that provides both the blockchain consensus mechanism, and it's also a tool which allows you to help with those blockchain development. Now, the Tendermint Core used the Byzantine fault tolerant, and the cool thing is like it can confirm new transactions even if there are some nodes that are not cooperating or you have malicious participants. It's still able to make it work even if there are some problems validating transactions. The other thing that's important to know is there is a limit of 100 validators on the Cosmos hub. So the top 100 nodes, by staking value, they become the validators. So most of the time, when you stake Cosmos, you're staking with a validator. So they take a small percentage of the rewards and they pass on the rest to you. The Tendermint, the BFT, Byzantine Fault Tolerant, it's very popular because it's suitable for both public and private blockchains. It has a really high performance because the block time is around 1 second. So that makes, of course, Cosmos very, very fast. And it can process thousands of transactions per second. Literally, you could process right now probably 10,000 transactions per second on the Cosmos blockchain, but because it's running those zones, which are side chains, basically, the number eventually could be unlimited. It could be really gigantic. So no speed issue on Cosmos. And the immediate transaction finality, it's one of the cool things. It's like they're confirmed as soon as the block is created. And because those blocks are created pretty much every second, it's pretty much immediate. As far as the security, even if the blockchain does fork, creating two different histories of transaction, it's easy to hold accountability and a secure reason to why it happened. So it's also very secured and very easy to trace back what happened. Last, on the price and the tokenomics, we have $44 was the highest price, and it was about a year ago in January 17th, 2022 that it reached that price. The low price was back in March 2020 at $1.16. We're currently sitting around $13.37. And like I said, the current market cap, it's $3.8 billion. So it's a big one. It's in the top 20. Atom is in the top 20 coins roughly. And the current circulating supply is 292 million, which is not too big of a number. But the problem is both total and max supply are unlimited. There is no cap.
Thank you for all that information, Boris. Can we now talk about Cosmos, latest news and what's up and coming in their future roadmap?
Sure. So Cosmos, they discontinued the euro-backed stablecoin. It's called e-money and EUR. And that stablecoin is going away. So people who have fund of less than 100,000 and you still have some of those coins, you can easily go to Osmosis, which is the largest decentralized exchange on Cosmos, and you can exchange those very easily. And then for those who have more than 100,000 euros, they'll have to go through a customer identification checks, and there's like a whole process that takes about 5 business days to get your money back. But basically they're doing this because I guess the volume wasn't big enough. There's some. So the only thing is they will honor the redemption all the way until March 6th. So if you have some of those coins, I would suggest you do it quickly. So now the other thing that's really important is what we're talking about earlier, the inter-blockchain communication protocol, because it really is a big deal. It's really going to make things so much better for so many things. That's the reason why, eventually was called the Ethereum killer. Now is in reference to Moby Dick, and the thing is, Ethereum is a great project and it has a really huge market share against Solana, Polkadot, everybody. But the thing is, all of those projects, Solana, Polkadot, they don't have really a way of going from one blockchain to another. It's very difficult to go from Solana, blockchain to Polkadot blockchain and make those two blockchains interact with each other. That's what Cosmos is trying to solve using that inter-blockchain communication. So they're working on bringing actually different things, different blockchains to talk to each other, as opposed to using a bridge. Bridge is what have been developed, and we see that there's been a lot of problem with bridges. The four most expensive decentralized finance hacks, in 2022, they were due to bridge exploits, which is a big problem. So you had the Ronin, you had the BNB Smart Chain, the Wormhole, the Nomad, and all those combined, it was pretty much $2 billion that were lost. So that's very dangerous. You don't have this problem with, the IBCP. So really, they're bringing in a technology that no one else has. So that's why, as far as I'm concerned, it's one of my favorite projects. It's one that I invested, a good chunk of my portfolio on. It's one of my favorite L1s. So the cool thing is they have developed a standard for messaging and interacting between the different blockchains at the protocol level. So no more bridges. And really that's becoming very, very disruptive. So the IBC is currently a product that's only on Cosmos, but they are looking to bringing it to other blockchains, Kusama, Polkadot, Near protocol, and some others in the future. So I think probably over the next year or two, maybe three, we'll see more and more blockchains using the IBC. A little bit like today, most people are using emails, let's say, to send messages to each other, and that's very key. If you control the communication between blockchains, you're going to be a major player in the crypto game. Also, recently they've gained, some good numbers. 55% during the whole rally we're in the middle of right now. Maybe a small rally. I mean, we don't know how far we're going to go on this rally, but so far, Cosmos has really gained some good numbers. They went from basically $8.40 to about $13.50. So that's really shows you that they're doing well. Some coins have not done as well during this rally, so I think that's a good telltale sign whenever you see coins that have a serious rally. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is it's going to remain kind of bullish for the time being, as long as they stay above, $11.50. If we're to drop back down below those levels, 11.50, then there could be, the momentum could be down and we could revert back to prices falling back down. So that's where I would keep my eyes on if you either trading Cosmos or if you're buying Cosmos. that's a key level around $11.50.
Thank you for all the latest news and future development for Cosmos, Boris. Can we now talk about staking? I know we shouldn't be staking on a centralized exchange, so do you have any tips and tricks on where we should be staking Cosmos?
Yeah, the best is Kepler. That's actually the wallet for the Cosmos ecosystem. And the rewards, they vary from about, let's say, 9.7% all the way up to about 21%. Currently, it's more along the lines of about 21%, but this could happen very quickly, or very soon that the numbers change. So it's a good thing to use it while it's there. All you have to do is you stake your coins, and then they remain, they start accumulating rewards that you can claim and restake as you want. There's no real minimum, for staking. The one thing is whenever you want to unstake, there is a period of, I believe it's about 3 weeks you have to wait before it unlocks. But it's very easy to do. There's no excuse not to use any of the wallets. You can also do it on Trust, Exodus, Atomic, so do use a wallet. Don't do that on an exchange.
Now can we talk about Cosmos price prediction? Can you let us know where you see this coin in the future, Boris?
Yeah, I mean, it's a coin that should be doing very, very well. Probably $31 by next year, about $60 by 2026, $120 by 2028, and around the lines of about $226 by 2030. So really, Cosmos is great all around as far as I'm concerned. It's just the supply that's a problem because there is a big inflation. They release quite a few coins every year, so the inflation rate is high. That's why they also reward you with like 21%, but realistically, they also release about 15% new coins every year. So at the end, you're not actually gaining all that much. So that's the only downside, because on the technology side, they're great. They have a solid project. Everything is going very well for them, but potentially, yes, it looks like it could 17x by the year 2030 or sooner. So personally, like I said, it's something where I invest in about 5 L1s. Cosmos is one of them.
Awesome, Boris. From my side, that's all I have for today, but if you have anything else to add, please feel free. Thank you for all the information today.
Yeah, just the last thing is whenever you invest on L1s, if you like L1s, it's always, not a bad idea to actually invest on a few different ones. And, I tend to invest in a way where I do roughly about the same number. It's a balanced portfolio on the L1s because we never know which one is going to be the most successful. So it's a little bit easier to bet, on, let's say, 3, 4, 5 of them. And definitely Cosmos is, I think, a favorite of a lot of people out there. I mean, they get lots of reviews and they get lots of people talking about Atom. So it's definitely a popular one. Thank you, Colton. Thank you, everyone. We look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.